My name is Patrick. I'm 27 years old. And few months ago, I spent 3 nights in a detention room in the Dominican Republic. Not because I broke a law, not because I lied about who I was, but because of what I looked like when I handed over my American passport. If you ever plan to travel in Latin America, what happened to me needs to be on your radar. Before we start, hit that subscribe button and grab the free Gringo survival guide linked in the description. It's the checklist I desperately wish I'd had that day. Embassy contacts, emergency protocols, and exactly what to do when things spiral out of control in a foreign country. Because here's what they don't tell you: sometimes your passport isn't enough. I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, raised on compa music blasting from corner speakers, Sunday afternoons filled with rice and black beans, and the kind of family love that wraps around you like humidity. When I was 17, my parents moved us to Florida. I finished school, landed an accounting job at a small firm, and built a quiet, stable life. Nothing flashy, just solid. This year, I decided it was time to reconnect. My aunt lives in Santiago, and I hadn't seen her in years. So I booked a ticket, packed light, and flew in with a simple plan. 1 week of good food, great music, family stories, and rest. I'm Haitian by blood, American by papers. And I genuinely believed both truths could coexist peacefully in one suitcase. They could, until I hit that checkpoint on the road to Santiago. The drive north was beautiful, windows down, bachata on the radio, that electric feeling you get when you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Then I saw them, 2 officers at a roadside checkpoint, waving cars through with barely a glance. Routine stuff, until they saw me. One of them raised his hand. Tap on the hood. Pull over. I smiled, because that's what I was taught. Smiles help. Cooperation helps. Respect helps. I grabbed my passport from the glove box and handed it over. Blue cover, gold eagle. United States of America printed right there in English and French. The officer didn't even read my name. He studied my face. Then he looked back at the passport like he was trying to solve a puzzle. "You're Haitian?" he asked. "I'm American," I said, keeping my voice steady. He didn't hand it back. Instead, another officer appeared at my window and asked for my phone. "Just for a moment," he said. That moment turned into the back of a truck. Then a building I didn't recognize. Then a metal door closing behind me, and with it, the light. The room smelled like wet concrete and old frustration. A fan clicked in the corner, counting down seconds I couldn't afford to lose. There were a few other people in there. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody asked questions. We all just existed in that space, waiting for someone else to decide our next move. I asked to call the U.S. Embassy. The guard gave me a shrug. Not a no, not a yes, just a shrug. The kind that turns a human being into a bureaucratic delay. Night 1 came and went with no answers, no phone call, no explanation. I thought about my father. Years ago, sitting at our kitchen table in Port-au-Prince, teaching me how to sign my name in cursive. His voice calm and sure. "Keep your papers straight. Keep your head straight. That's how you protect yourself." I had both. My papers were straight. My head was straight. Neither one worked. While I sat there, my aunt kept a plate of food warm, then cold. Then I was nowhere to be found. When I didn't show up and my phone went dark, she called my uncle. Now, my uncle is the kind of man who solves problems by making them answer the phone. He doesn't wait. He doesn't hope. He acts. He started calling precincts. Then a cousin who knew someone. Then finally, the U.S. Embassy. He gave them everything: my full name, date of birth, passport number, the rental car's license plate, my last known route. And then he said the words that mattered most. "My nephew is an American citizen, and we believe he's been detained." Morning bled into day 2. The tall officer came back with my passport, flipped through it slowly, studied my photo again, and then walked away with it. Again. "We're still verifying," he said. as if the color blue could somehow change depending on how long you stare at it. A different guard drifted past with a stack of forms. I stood up too fast, tried to get his attention. "Señor, por favor." A palm pressed me back down to the bench. "Siéntate." Sit down. I sat. And somewhere between the second night and the third sunrise, I felt the air shift. You can sense it when your small, personal nightmare collides with something bigger, something official. Footsteps, real ones, purposeful. A woman entered with a badge that said Abogada across the front. Behind her, a Dominican supervisor wearing the facial expression of someone who knows a mistake has been made and is now trying to unmake it. They sat me down at a desk. The officer confirmed my details, slow and careful, like she was building a bridge that absolutely had to hold. "We're here," she said, "because your family called, and we confirmed everything, and you should not have been detained." The tall officer returned with my passport. This time it felt heavier in his hand, like it had gained the weight of admission. "Hubo una confusión," he said. A confusion, a mistake, a mix-up. Words that admit everything and admit nothing at the same time. They handed back my phone, my wallet, my keys. No one mentioned the 2 nights I'd paid for in fear. No one offered an apology, no paperwork, no receipt for my time. When the metal door opened, my uncle was standing outside in the sunlight, holding a bottle of water and my name in his eyes. He hugged me hard, checked me over like I was a kid who'd fallen off a bike. And then he asked one question. "You good?" "I am now," I said. We drove back to Santo Domingo in the slow lane. No music, just the hum of the highway and the sound of my brain trying to process what had just happened. At a red light, my uncle stared straight ahead and said something I'll never forget. "Next time, don't just carry your passport. Make sure people know you're carrying it. Make noise, make calls, make yourself seen." That night, my aunt asked if I'd ever come back to the DR. I said yes, because love is stubborn and fear makes a terrible map. But I also held my passport a little longer than I used to. Blue cover, gold eagle, embossed letters, all unchanged. What changed was what I believe about protection. It's not just what you carry in your pocket, it's who will show up for you when what you're carrying doesn't work. I'm Haitian by blood, American by papers. Some people say that makes me 2 things. That week, it made me a question. But the answer showed up on day 3, in the form of my uncle standing in the sunlight and the U.S. Embassy and lawyer standing behind him. So here's what this should teach you. If you're ever stopped or detained anywhere, stay calm. Keep your hands visible. Say clearly and repeatedly, "I am a U.S. citizen, and I want to speak with the U.S. Embassy." If they take your phone, and they might, keep a small wallet card with the embassy number, 1 emergency family contact, and your passport number written on it. If you're the family member trying to help someone, like my uncle was, call the U.S. Embassy immediately. Give them the person's full name, date of birth, passport number, last known location and time, and any case or reference numbers you have. Even without the detained person's explicit permission, the embassy can start what's called a welfare and whereabouts check, and that puts pressure on local authorities to confirm someone's status and location. Keep a digital copy of your passport stored securely in the cloud. Use an ESIM or international data plan so you're never completely offline at checkpoints or borders. And ask locals or hotel staff about current checkpoint zones. Sometimes just knowing where they are means you can avoid unnecessary stops. If you travel internationally, especially in Latin America, don't rely on luck, rely on a plan. Download the free Gringo survival guide in the description below. It's practical, it's thorough, and it might be the thing that gets you home on day 3 instead of day 30. Subscribe to Gringo Files for more real stories from the road. Hit that like button if this one hit home. What would you have done in that moment? Do you think this was just procedure or profiling because I'm a Black Haitian? Drop your thoughts below and stay safe out there. My name is Patrick, and I'm still here to tell the story.